So GovShop's really useful for doing government market research and finding contractors that can support your customer's requirement. It also has some features that make some of the more onerous tasks in acquisition and contracting a little easier, namely market research reports and documenting the research that you do in the market research phase. So in this tutorial, we're going to start to show you some of the features that we created to make this process easier, starting with how to create saved lists in GovShop. Now, what is the GovShop list feature? Well, basically, we know when you're doing market research and you find a company that you think might be relevant or somebody that you want to add to, say, a RFI list or to a sources sought distribution, or really just want to kind of keep an eye on this company, you can add them to a list and save them so that anytime you come back to GovShop, you can see your list of saved suppliers. It's easy to create lists in GovShop. You do need a free account, so if you haven't created a GovShop account already, go ahead and do that, and then come back and we'll finish this tutorial. Okay, so if you do have an account, like I said, creating lists is easy, so I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, so here we are back in GovShop at our home screen, and you can see I'm logged in, and I've got the ability to look at my previously saved lists. So anytime you create a list in GovShop and save it, it's going to end up here. I've been doing some research into multiple different opportunities, and all of my suppliers that are relevant are saved here for ease of access. This is what a list page looks like, and I can program this completely. So you can imagine working on a couple different acquisitions and having a supplier list that's saved for each one of those. You don't have to create a new spreadsheet or write down names, on a sticky note. You can just use GovShop lists and we'll save them for you. So to add suppliers to a list, you first have to create the list, which you can do in this dropdown. Just select Add New List. I'm going to call this Agile Development Suppliers. And then I'm going to give it a description. I want to be deliberate with this description because it does show up on the list. And I want to know, it might be a while before I come back to this list. So I'm going to describe what this is and what I was doing and why I was doing it. So when I do come back to this list, I'll know. I have the option to make it public. That makes it visible to all users, which is sometimes nice. I will make this list public because it's just a good list of Agile development suppliers, and I want anybody to be able to use that. Or I can publish anonymously. So let's go ahead and create that list. All right, so I've created a list. I'm ready to start adding some suppliers. So let's reboot our search for Agile development. And I'm going to go back to the contract vehicles section. And then I'm going to jump into that CIO SP3 small business contract. That had a lot of suppliers on there in the small business category. And I just want to show you how easy it is to add some of these to the list. I can do it right off of this results screen by clicking this button here. Or I can drop this down and add them to any list that I've created already. So there's the Agile development list that I've got. Here's some other lists that I have. Also, since I just created this list, I can save it automatically to that. All right, so let's say I just want to start filtering for some of those socioeconomic categories. So here are the hub zones. I can select all of these and I can add them to my list of Agile development suppliers. And then when I come back to GovShop, they'll all be here in this landing page. So that's how you can create a list in GovShop. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can actually create a summary report of all of the suppliers that you're interested in a given market and export that summary report to include in your contract file.